Hey there, how are you today? Thanks for joining in for another review. I am really happy with what I have here to show you. The soldering station is something I've been trying to review since it was released, and at last, after reaching out AiXun, they were kind enough to send me this T3B soldering station for review. One of the main goals of this channel is showing you the products that I would buy for myself and allow you to see in first hand the specs and how it works before you put your own money on the line for equipment that did not perform as expected. I do a lot of research when select equipment, but even so, sometimes the equipment doesn't have exactly the announced performance or specs. See my oscilloscope reviews and you'll understand what I'm talking about. One thing is the specs in the paper, but the other one is the tests made on the workbench. So why am I so pumped with this soldering station? Because they really thought about it in what makes sense, and also because it has an awesome quality. I will talk more about this in the first impressions part of this video, but this soldering station is pretty much perfect. Really, watch the video and I will explain why. I'll take only a moment to thank AiXun for sending this soldering station free of charge for this review, and also the channel viewers that use the channel affiliate access links on their shopping. It's pretty easy to help. You just have to use one of the access links on the screen before paying your goods on AliExpress, Amazon or Banggood, and that's it. Exactly the same price to you, but a big help for maintaining the channel. Thank you all for helping. I'm ready to start showing you this soldering station, so let's do this. So this is the box where the soldering station is delivered. Nothing special, just some informations on the side. Just a cardboard. Let's see what is delivered with the soldering station. Okay. Well, we have a set of soldering tips. So let's see what is the model of the soldering tip also. Soldering handle in this case. Yeah, let's see what they sent with this. Okay, this is the T210. Okay, so this is the soldering handle, the T210A. Yeah, it seems nice. We have here also delivered, let me show you, two covers. They are, it's not rubber, it's some kind of anti-slipping cover to use on the handle. Okay, let's take this out. We have also this soldering station tip rests. Yeah, this is very nice. I think it's metal. Yeah. Okay. And finally, we have here the second anti-slip stuff, and we have the soldering station, and let me check what else, the power supply and the user manual. Okay, let's take the box out. We already have everything. We have in here, I think this is the quality check card. Yeah. A user manual. Okay, Chinese, and we have on the middle the English version. Okay, the manual seems seems okay, pretty good with the image and yeah, color. It's easy to understand. Okay, this is the handle seat. Yeah, iron heat holder. Okay, yeah, seems okay. So let's see the first impressions about this soldering station. As you can see, it has this glowy but matte finishing. It's all metal. I don't know if this is aluminium. Yeah, but seems to be very sturdy, very resistant. Yeah, very nice. On the bottom we have rubber feet for anti-slipping. Yeah, and they work okay. It's the weight, it's good enough for when you press it will not slip. Well, this is a little slippery, but on wood or on the shelf it will not slip. And yeah, let's see, like this, it seems okay. Okay, so we have in the back the ventilation hole. This is a aviation socket to connect with this plug the stand. And we also have this connector for connecting to hearth. We have here a banana plug to crocodile clip for connecting, for example, to grounding this to the main hearth if you want to, or if your connection, the EEC, doesn't have that connection. We have a EEC connector, a standard connector in here with a fuse. So in the back, that's it. Yeah, let's see in the front. In the front, we have this nice finishing. Yeah, it seems very well finished. We don't have any screws in the front. To take this out, we have to heat up and push the front part out. I will not do that. I love this device and I don't want to risk to damaging it. So yeah, we have a knob. This knob is clickable. You can click to select the menu. You have also a soft power button and two buttons to select the mode and to access the configuration. And that's it, pretty simple. The version that I received is delivered with a T210 handle. Very, very nice. The wire, it's silicone, very flexible. Yeah, without any problem. The finishing seems okay. It's very, very good. Okay, you have also these two anti-slip ring pads to install in the handle. And finally you have the handle stand. The stand, it's robust, it's very nice. You have 5 positions for extra tips. I have here the tips that were delivered. I will show you in a bit. Also, this small area is useful for connecting and disconnecting. I will show you how to do it in a bit. For connecting and disconnecting, you can also set the position for the handle. Okay, if you prefer taking from the top or from the front, yeah, you can set the position. And one of the things I love most in this soldering station, and consider this entry soldering station for the price, you have to understand that this soldering station with this base or with this stand costs around 100 and I think 30 to 50 euros. One of the marvelous things of this soldering station is that you connect the handle in here and not in the power station, and this will give you a more flexible way of working with a lot of cable. Let's connect this here. Yeah, and you will have, you can put this part, the controller, in somewhere in your workbench and leave only the stand near you. And as you can see, you have a lot of cable. Let me just put this right. And you have a lot of cable to work. You have almost a meter and something to work without any limitations. Usually, when the handle is connected directly to the controller, you have less flexibility. You have to bring the controller controller near to you, or you will have to work sometimes with the cable almost stretched. So in this, for example, on my setup, I can put this on a shelf and control it directly on a shelf and have the stand here near me on the bench, and that is awesome. It's really good. It's perfect for me. Maybe some other setups will not be so good, but in my way of seeing how everything should work, I think the equipment should be far away and the tools, and I consider this the tool, should be near us and take less space in the workbench. And for that, this is really awesome. I love this setup. I think it's very well thought, and the previous model, the T3A, connects directly in here. You can also have this kind of stand for the handle, but it will not allow you to connect the handle directly to the stand, and that is a pity. I think they saw that, and in this version that came out after, they corrected that and rearranged everything, and I think that was a awesome change. Really, it is perfect for working. Okay, the only thing missing right now is powering this on and see how it works. So I have here the soldering station already in place to show you the options and how it works. Let's start by powering it up. Okay, we have here a message. I think that is because I didn't connect here yet a tip. I didn't insert a tip in here. I have already in place one. I will use this knife tip. Let me just insert it in here and use this, yeah, to make sure it is on the spot. Okay, let's try again. Okay, it's booting. As you can see, this soldering station has an awesome screen. It is very sharp, very clear, and yeah, it seems to be in Chinese. Let's start by changing that. Okay, let's go to set. Yeah, and this seems awkward because the rotating knob, it seems that it's the counterclockwise movement that brings the cursor down and the clockwise movement moves up. That is not very normal, but yeah, we can see that. I know this, yeah, okay. We cannot select using the knob, maybe in here, okay, and set. Okay. So we are in English right now. It has a weird selection options because, for example, to change, you will not use the knob. You click the knob, and that is a bit weird. Yeah, you should use the knob to select the option. Okay, but let's go back. We have in here the options. Okay. He will tell you to use the knob in the top option, but it shouldn't be by clicking, it should be by rotating. Okay, no harm. We have in here several options, but let's start by the beginning. Okay, in the screen, and I think that I might need to calibrate this before doing anything, because this is indicating that the tip is at 44 degrees when the room temperature is about 22. So I think that might need some calibration. From the top we have the model, we have the current hour, and we have also the firmware version. In here is the chassis temperature. This left column with this percentage in the bottom will show you the power that is being used while working with the soldering station, or what is in consumption at the moment. We have here the temperature that is set manually, and we have in here 3 presets. I will show you how to configure these presets. Obviously in the center is the current temperature of the handle, and you have in this this dormancy word will show you the status of the handle. Right now it's in dormancy, can stay in sleep and also active. The soldering station identifies also the handle model, and you have here a draw of the handle model also. So pretty cool, this part. As you saw before, you have this button that will allow you to set the configuration, and this one in the bottom will allow you to change between the presets. To change the temperature manually, you can do it like this. You don't have to take the handle out of the chassis. You can just use the knob to put the temperature to a maximum of 450 degrees. By pressing the knob while you are in the main screen, like this, you will have access to a graphic of the temperature. Okay, so as you can see, you have here the graphic for the temperature and also the power consumption in blue. Pretty nice. Okay, and right now both power and temperature will come down, yeah, quite fast. Okay, going back to the main screen, let's see. Okay, we have here the temperature reducing quite fast. Okay, so let me now show you the menus. For that, we'll start with the calibration. The calibration, I will do a calibration in a moment because I don't think the temperature is correct. So in the calibrate menu, you have a set of 5 temperatures, and you have to test the temperature and set the correct value. This is the desired temperature, and this is the real one. And for that, I have also a tip thermometer that I will use, and I will show you how to do this. After this, you should have a low difference between the desired temperature and the real one. The second option, we already saw it, it's the language. We have also the maximum temperature. Let's see what we have in here. We have a closed maximum temperature, or you can set, and right now we can use this, the maximum temperature that you will use. Okay, for me the maximum is 450, but I will leave this in the closed maximum temperature. So the next option is lock temperature. If you lock or not the temperature. For me right now, I will leave it in the closed position. And we have also the dormancy, and in this one you have quite a few options. You have the dormancy temperature. For now the dormancy temperature is 0 degrees or closed. This means then when I put the handle in the stand, the temperature will reduce until it reaches the room temperature. It's about 20 to 25 degrees. If I use this option, I can set a temperature where it will stay active while in dormancy. Okay, so it will not have to reheat again from 0. This is very fast to reheat, so I will not change this option. You have also the dormancy delay, how many seconds it will take until enter on a dormancy delay. If you leave this option off, it will start the dormancy mode as soon as it enters in the stand, or as soon as the metal makes contact with the stand. So again, I will leave this in the default values, and the next one is the dormancy show. Well, and this is an option that I will not use, but to show you what it does, let's try to make this okay and leave this menu. And what this does is, while in dormancy, it will show you this screen and will show you nothing else. When you take the handle from the stand, it will automatically show the temperature. I will now put the handle in the stand, and as you can see, it will enter dormancy mode. This eventually will take the screen back to the logo, and it will not display anything. Going back to the menu, We have the dormancy. I will now remove this because I don't want to use this. It doesn't make sense for me, for my usage. And we have also the sleep time. So you have the dormancy and you have the sleep time. The sleep time, it's a little different because if you have the dormancy on, for example, if you put the dormancy at 20 degrees, when you put the handle on the stand, the soldering station will lower the temperature until the 200 degrees. But you can have also the sleep time on, that after some time it will lower the temperature to 0 degrees, to the room temperature. So you kind of have two modes to protect the usage of the soldering station. I will leave this in 15 minutes. This means that, or 10 minutes, this means that after 10 minutes, if I have the dormancy on, it will reduce the temperature right to the room temperature. Okay. And we have to use the set button. So you have also the standby mode set, and you can define time for entering the standby mode. Okay, so yeah, pretty straightforward. Let's see what else we have, and in this menu I think it's all. Okay, continuing to the other menu, we have the sound. You can have the sound on or off. Right now it's off. I don't like the sound on, but let's see. Yeah, we have a really big beep. Okay, so yeah, let's put this off. If you prefer to have the sound on, it's really easy to use. Also, you have the temperature level, and for that, basically, this is the presets that you can use. From factory, it comes with 280, 350, and 380. So I will leave that for now, no problem about it. You can do also a factory reset, and you have the system info. It will tell you the model and the version of the firmware, but this information is already in here in the dashboard every time you work with the soldering station. Okay, I didn't show before, but the version that I have here came with the 3 tips. I have the K in here, already mounted. I have the S and also this conical one, that's the I. So yeah, all this for a price near 130 euros to 150, depends the times you buy this. So before starting testing, I would also like to show you the T115A handle. As you can see, this is a much smaller handle than the T210. Yeah, really much smaller. Also the tips for the handle are very small. This is really for nano working. If you didn't had the chance to work with it, as you can see, they are almost half of the size. Yeah, so yeah, that seems to be very nice. And the handle also has this rubber like feeling, and you are very near with your hands, very near of what you are soldering. The distance, it's very small. You have a little more in here, and the T12 handles will have a bigger distance. And also tools like the Miniware, let me show you. Yeah, also like the Miniware will have a bigger distance from the tip to the hand while soldering. I think this might give you a better control of what you are doing. Yeah, this one is also pretty near of the distance. It's quite short also to what you are doing. Another cool thing about this station is I showed you already the new handle, the T15, and it is able to detect what is the handle being used. If you notice here on the screen, you have T212 and you have here the draw of the handle. Let me take it out. Okay, with the soldering station powered on, you can see it, and connect the new one. And as you can see, it has a T115 connected with no tool. So what I will do now is power off the soldering station so I can connect this bit to the soldering station. Yeah, like this, and use this to make sure it is well connected. And I will power this on again. And as you can see, it has here the draw for the T115 and also there the information. So yeah, pretty cool really. Okay, let me power off again to disconnect. So if I went back to change the handle again, as you can see, in real time you have a new handle ready for work. Okay, let me take this out, and the first test that we are going to do is the 2 seconds thin melt. Okay, so what we are going to do, let me take this out of the way, is to put some solder around the tip like this. Okay, we have something like a resistance here in the tip. Let me try again. Okay, you got it. We have some solder here, and you should have already an image of the soldering station in the bottom right corner. So I will turn the soldering station now, and let's see how much time this will take to melt the solder. Okay. And this powering up, as you can see, it was almost instantly. Yeah, this is very fast to heat up. Okay, moving on. So the next test that I'm going to do is with this small plate that has a large wire connected to it. I already used on MiniWare tests to see how the solder melts. So I will use the 380 preset, and let's let the iron heat up and see how much time it takes to melt the tin. Okay, it is already up, and yeah, it seems to melt pretty well. It seems like butter. This side now. Yeah, it doesn't take long to melt this large portion of solder. Let's put some more. Yeah, pretty nice. Let's see this one in here. Yeah, it turns liquid quite fast, and it is pretty easy to work with. Yeah, let's try on another spot to see if we can. We have to heat up a little, and yeah, it melts pretty well. Look at this. Okay, it seems to work very well. Let's move on. I'm going to try to solder something on a PCB of a project that I have in here. Okay, so now I'm gonna try to solder some small SMDs here. This is the first time that I'm soldering SMDs on a board that is not on a soldering plate. Let's see if I can do a decent job. Okay, maybe it's too much. Yeah, it seems to adhere quite well. I think I already put here too much solder, but yeah, anyway, This is for some resistors. And yeah, we have also here a condenser. I'm using this tip, conical to the side tip. Maybe I should select the knife one. Seems to be better for this kind of situations. Yeah. Okay, I have to heat up a bit the board first. But it seems to adhere quite well. Pretty happy with the results. Okay, another one. Let's melt this one first, the second one. Yeah, it's not perfect, no, not at all, but yeah. Okay, so it's done. It's far from perfect, but yeah. I normally do this kind of jobs with a soldering plate. I have also an oven to do this. Yeah, but for soldering components, this is a very nice station. Yeah, let's move on. The soldering station allows you to calibrate the temperature. This is a pretty easy procedure. You just need to use the tip thermometer and record the temperatures for 100, 200, 300 and 400 degrees, and after insert the real values you got with the thermometer in the system, so the soldering station can do the calibration. And that's it. To upgrade the firmware of the T3B soldering station, just insert in your browser the AiXunTech.com website, and after you enter the website, just select the download page, and you have here in the beginning the AiXun software download. As normal, download the software, and after downloading and unzipping the file, you should have here the AiXun software downloads directory or folder, and you should have this AiXun application on your folder. Just run it. Yeah, it will open in a bit. When you first start the application, it should appear this window asking if you want to upgrade. Yeah, let's go upgrade the application. This is all in Chinese, but it should be fast, as you see. Okay, so after the upgrade, you just need to pass this application to English. So let's start by coming here to this burger menu. The first option, it will show you this window, and we will select the second option. Okay, and press this first button. Okay, we have everything in English now. It's much easier to see. Let's see what are the options. Okay, display experience, login, try. Okay, nothing interesting in here. Okay, so one word of advice. When you connect the cable to the station, it should detect and start uploading the firmware. It will not give you any chance to deny this. As you see, it was quite fast to upload. He rebooted. Okay, let's unconnect this. Yeah, it seems to be updated, so let's continue. I was really happy to see what is announced regarding this soldering station was true, and the performance is nothing less than awesome. What first catched my attention with the AiXun T3B was, in terms of features, you got the whole package. You have a very nice 2.4 inches TFT LCD color display, not the usual monochromatic OLEDs. The handle isn't connected directly to the soldering station, but to the stand, and giving you a much better working conditions with an increased cable reach while working. You can upgrade the firmware to correct bugs or implement new features. And finally, you have an excellent metal construction and a compact form factor. In terms of price versus quality and features ratio, buying this soldering station is a no-brainer. It is about the same price you get in the competition products like the Sogon A9, iFan or i2C. but it has more compact design and that awesome LCD display. It seems also a good alternative to pricier soldering stations like GCB. If I had something to complain, might be regarding the option selection in the UI. It could be a bit more user-friendly, for example, using the rotating knob to select instead of having to press the knob to change the options. But that is also something that can be fixed with a firmware update, and it is a minor factor in the overall experience. So this soldering station met my expectation and it was a nice review to do. I still want to test the T3A, since the T3B soldering station is more focused on the nano and precise work, and with the T3A you can have handles for more general work like the T12 tip, among others. So that one is still on my radar, and I would like to do a video explaining the difference on different tips like the T115, T210, T12 and so on. Maybe I can do this one of these days. Tell me in the comments if you would be something that you'd like to see. I left in the description the links for the T3B or the T3A soldering stations in case you are interested in buying a unit of any of these models. This conclusion is already long. Again, thank you all that use the access links to help the channel, and to you specifically that is watching the video. And if you found in any way useful the information you got here, don't forget to slap that like button and hit that bell to activate all notifications and be the first one to be notified whenever I upload a new video. That's it for today. Godspeed, and I hope to see you in my next video.